Hello, dear friends. It's Kay Kalthoff, and we are going to do a Stampin' Chat with Kay. And I'm going to kind of rename all these Facebook videos after I get done with the video so that you kind of have a clue as to what I'm going to talk about. But for now, it's Stampin' Chat with Kay, and we're going to be doing a lot of chatting. I have a lot of things to show you even before we get to our project. So thank you for joining me. We already have a few coming on. Thank you so much. As you know, last week I was at Onstage, and so we got a lot of sneak peeks of things coming up, and I did place my order and dug into it last night in front of my Stamping to Share downline group. We had our monthly meeting at my house, and then of course I always broadcast the meeting live while it's happening to all of my out-of-town demonstrators. And they all really enjoy it. Everybody seems to really enjoy being a part of the meeting. Even some of my long distance ones participate in the challenges. And last night, one of the ladies from Florida, hello Carol, won the creative challenge. And so I just put a stamp set in the mail for her today. So I know she's going to be really excited to receive that. And I think we have a lot to talk about today. I'm looking at my desk and it's kind of it's a bit of a nightmare, but we will carry on and I will show you some things that we're doing along with the giveaway that we're going to do, because if you comment on this Stampin' Chat with Kay, either while it's going on or through the weekend on my Stamping to Share Facebook page, you'll be in the drawing. And then I'll do the drawing on Monday morning and let you know who the winners are. And then the winners, we always pick two, and you are going to get a card that we are making today along with 2 yards of ribbon. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and pop that in the mail for you. So you have 48 hours to get back in touch with me after I announce the winners. I think that probably gives most people plenty of time to get their address to me. So again, thank you so much for joining me. We're going to flip the camera down now so that I don't go on here too long, because I want to show you what we're doing today. We're making a gift card. Last night, my downline group, which is called Creative Crafters Stamping to Share, we did a card exchange. Well, we always do a swap of some kind. So we had a swap last night. And I'm going to show you the card and show you how to make the card that I did for the demo meeting swap last night. So I'm going to flip it down and we'll carry on. Okay, I think this is going to work. So let me straighten everything out here and show you the card that we're making. This is the card, and it uses some paper called the Santa's Workshop Specialty Designer Series paper. And it's so cute. I just know you're going to love it. You're going to want to make these. So, of course, you could use any designer series paper, almost anything. But once I show you how to do this, I just know in the bottom of my heart you're going to want to make these. And so when you open it up, you have all your sentiments right here. So they're nice and visible. It says, "Merry Christmas. Hoping beautiful moments and happy memories surround you this time of year." And then you flip it down again, and this is where your gift card resides. And so these are always great to make this time of year, because a lot of us have forego presents and do gift cards instead. So this is a really pretty way to present a gift card. And it also can be mailed in just a regular envelope. There's not a huge amount of embellishments on here, so it'll fit flat into an envelope, and it's going to work perfectly for you. So I'll be giving away 2 cards like this, along with 2 yards of this Poppy Parade ribbon, and it is so pretty. So just hang on here and we'll get started making this card. But first I'm going to show you some simple stamping and some other things that I can't wait to share with you. So the first thing I want to share with you is last night at our demonstrator meeting, my group is called Creative Crafters Stamping to Share. It's not Creative Card Makers Stamping to Share, it's Creative Crafters Stamping to Share. And there's a reason I picked crafters versus card makers. It's because these ladies are so talented. They can quilt, they can bead, they can sew. They can do home decor like nobody's business. They can do 3Ds. And so last night, Julie Johansson, who's in my group, shared with us how to create light switch. See, she decoupaged some designer series paper over a light switch so that you can coordinate with your wallpaper, or you can switch out the light plates seasonally depending on the time of year. And it's just so cute, isn't it? Don't you just love it? And it's a really great way to show off all that beautiful designer series paper that you might be hoarding and planning to use someday. So this, as I mentioned, has been decoupaged on here. And then, of course, you can see in the back, it's all nice and neat. She just did those little corners here, and she has them so nice and neat. It's just so impressive. I don't know that I could ever do a job this nice. And then she did a little X back here with an X-Acto, with an X-Acto knife so that she could make the little areas where the light pops out, or the switch pops out. So this is really cute, and I just love it. I thought you guys would enjoy seeing this. And then, of course, she has the little screws here, and she gave me this so that I can use it. So I'm going to. I found a place that I think it's going to work in my bathroom. And it actually matches the wallpaper that I have on the bathroom wall. The bathroom wall wallpaper is sort of this seafoam green in here. And if that doesn't quite work, because it's in the bathroom, we have one of those turn things that throws a heating lamp on. And if that doesn't quite work, then I'm going to take it up to the cabin where I know I have some light switches that will work great up there. So anyway, I had to share that with you. Then another thing I want to share with you are some cards that I got in the mail. The first one is a pretty card, a beautiful Thanksgiving card, actually from the whole family, from Teresa Steele. She's one of my customers from down in Texas, so I truly appreciate that. I want to get these onto my Facebook page, and sometimes I just fall behind in getting them up there. So eventually this will show up there, but she did some nice embossing, she did some nice die cuts, and she has a really cute felt cutout here. And the next card that I received in the mail was from one of my downline, Mary Alice Bellis, and she is such a talented stamper. She has a blog, or no, it's not a blog, it's a Facebook page called @Marvelous Possibilities, and she truly does look at all the marvelous possibilities when it comes to stamping. And so I just love this beautiful card in black and white, such stunning colors. And she used the stamp set that's called A Big Thank You. And you can even bundle this stamp set with the Thinlets, the Thank You Thinlets, if you're interested in getting this. Really, really like it. Okay, and the next card I got is from a customer here locally to thank me for putting on a big event that I did recently called Fall Flair. I do this spring and fall with my downline, and she decided to come for the first time, and she really had a good time. In fact, such a good time that she went ahead and sent me this beautiful card. It uses the Painted Harvest stamp set, and then there's a cute little kitty cutout with the cat punch. And so thank you, Sherry Meyer, for this lovely card. I just adore it. All right, so what else can I share with you? One more thing. I got this cute little treat when I was at Onstage last week from one of my dear friends. Her name is Monica Davis, and she is a demonstrator down in Georgia. So if you are local to her, she lives in Georgia, you can check out her Facebook page, which is Stamping at Monica's, and she does a great job. Has lots of stamping events with her and her downline. And this is what she made me, because we were in Orlando and we did a little time at Epcot. She used some circle punches to make the little Mickey back here. And then she also used the Celebrate You Thinlets for the Celebrate over the top. And then if you're wondering where the candles come from, that's from the Picture Perfect birthday stamp set. So really cute. And then I'm embarrassed to show you the back. It's a really cute idea, but it did not travel very well for me. I should have protected it a little better. But, you know, it's still going to taste good. So I'm going to flip it over and show you the back. But she had the little Mickey ears with Oreo cookies back here, and I just thought it was so darling. But of course they didn't last really long for me, because They kind of got a little crushed in my bag as I was going home, but as soon as this video's over, it doesn't matter. I don't need to keep them anymore, so they're going to be in my tummy very soon, and I'm sure they're going to taste just fantastic. So here we go. So that is some of the things that I wanted to share with you before we get started stamping. So let me show you what we're going to be using today. So I am going to be using the Timeless Tidings stamp set. The Timeless Tidings stamp set is fantastic if you need some words. And so I love having a lot of Christmas sentiments on hand because I never know exactly what I'm going to need for my Christmas cards. And this has enough different possibilities that I almost can't run out of what I need. And in addition to fantastic sentiments, we also have some really pretty images with this. So 3 different images that coordinate. So you could stamp those images on your envelopes, or you could stamp those images in your cards. I've actually seen full-size cards made with this, and it's just a beautiful. We also have, and it's easy to overlook this, but these little tiny dots up here in the Timeless Tidings stamp set. So you can make nice little borders with that as well. And of course it comes with a project kit. Well, of course you wouldn't know that unless you have a catalog. Speaking of which, I have a lot of holiday catalogs on hand. So if there's anyone that needs a holiday catalog, please message me with your address and I can get that in the mail for you. But if you are running out of time, which, you know, some of us are with Christmas coming up very soon, there's a fantastic project kit that's called Timeless Tidings. I'm going to show you these cards. Now, the project kit might be on back order, but they are promising to get a lot more in by the end of November, and so that's exciting. So you can still order it. It is available to order. It's just slightly on back order. So let me show you these cards. Now, I had to spruce up the inside just a little bit, so I added just a strip of gold foil because I like my insides to coordinate with my outsides, as all of you know, and there's a lot of beautiful foil on here, and so I just want to bring that up close to the camera so you can see how the light reflects on that. Beautiful foil. And so I just had to go ahead and bring that beautiful touch of elegance into the inside of the card as well. And so you can see what that looks like. And so here's one of them. Here's another one. And all of the die cuts are included in this bundle. All you have to do is do your stamping. So then for the inside of this card, I stamped here and again added a little strip of foil. Here's a true favorite. Isn't that beautiful? There's even some markings on your card when you get these kits from Stampin' Up! That shows you exactly where to put these foil stickers, so you really almost can't even mess it up. I'm not going to say you can't mess it up because I am famous for messing things up that are supposed to be foolproof, but, you know, I think most of you are probably better stampers than I am, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble. But I love this Merry Christmas here, again with the touch of foil, and then on the inside I said, and a Happy New Year, and again added a little gold foil. And here is the final card. I have to say this is my very favorite one in the kit, and it's because it reminds me so much of the cabin. And you might also notice that these little evergreen trees here towards the front exactly match the little evergreen tree right here on the Timeless Tidings stamp set. And so that's kind of a nice touch. On the inside, once again, just some foil to bring the outside to the inside. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful bundle. So for those of you that haven't gotten it and you're getting a little worried about what you're going to do for Christmas, this is perfect. You get 4 different designs and you make 5 of each card for a total of 20 cards. It's really a good investment of your money and time. All right, so now I am going to do simple stamping, which means I'm going to create 2 cards that are going to be nice and quick and easy for those brand new stampers that maybe don't have that many supplies. And so let me grab the first one. We are going to use Whisper White note cards and envelopes. And it also comes in Very Vanilla, but I'm using Whisper White today, and this is number 131527. And let me show you the card we're going to make. Here it is. I like to encourage any newbies to get yourself a pack of designer series paper. So I love this designer series paper. It's called Santa's Workshop Specialty Designer Series paper. You can hand cut all of these little cute images if you like. There's lots of great Christmas color in here with Poppy Parade and Garden Green. It's just a lovely, lovely set of designer series paper. Right now, this paper is on back order, but it is not unorderable. That means you can still place it. You can still place it on your order, and then Stampin' Up will ship it out to you once it arrives. It is scheduled to arrive on November 26th, and they're getting quite a bit in, so hopefully these will be available for a while. But, you know, the more we show this paper, the more people want it, and so I would say if you're interested in getting this paper, probably do not wait. Fortunately, most of my customers have been pretty proactive with the holiday catalog, and so a lot of you already have this paper, so I'll be showing you ideas for it. So here's the cute snowman page. So we're going to be using this little guy in my stepped up simple card, and we're going to use this cute little guy here with the little elf giving the snowman the present in our gift card holder. And then of course we have some trees back here. This whole set of paper is just lovely, and it's flocked, which means it has texture to it. You can feel the kind of velvetness that comes on the flocking pages. So like the hats are flocked. It's just adorable. The little snowballs are flocked. The snowflakes are flocked. It's just lovely. All right, so I think I have encouraged you to get this paper if you need it. So we're going to be using it on our simple cards and on our gift card that we're making today. So there's not much to this simple card, I swear. All we need here is the envelope and one little sheet of the designer series paper cut at 2.5 by 3 3/8. And I should show you what we're making. This is it, and this is the inside. So let me go ahead and show you how to stamp that. So the first thing you want to do is fold along the score line. And of course, I like to use Stampin' Up's bone folders. Give that a nice press here so it will lie flat for us while we're working with it. And then I'm going to need a bit of scrap paper here. So I've just got this right here. It's ready to go. And I'm going to stamp with Garden Green ink. So I've got it right here. I haven't converted all of my pads yet, so I'm still using some of my older pads. But for those of you that are fairly new to Stampin' Up, I just want to show you the proper way to open up all the new pads. So if you are getting a new pad from Stampin' Up, this is Poppy Parade, you just pull it open like this. It's just very intuitive. It'll be a little hard the first couple times you do it, but after you've opened and closed it about a dozen times, it gets a lot easier. And then you just slide that cover onto the top. And so it's just easy. Open it up, slide it in. All right, so we're going to set that aside because I'll be using that color later. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my tree stamp here. And I'm inking it up with Garden Green, and I am going to be using first generation and second generation, which means I'm just stamping once and then twice with that second image. So you can see how that's working here. So I'm just adding some nice stamped trees right here. And I think, I got a little bit of Poppy Parade on my thumb. Gosh darn it, I hate it when that happens. But this paper is pretty much going to cover it, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. But you know what? When something like that happens to you, you can take your ink pad like this and just go like this along the bottom, and it sort of looks like you made no mistake and that you did that totally purposely. So for those of you that are like me and often make little mistakes when you stamp, you will probably get to be just like me and be a real professional at covering up your mistakes. So I'm just going to rub this now here on the back to take off any excess ink, and there wasn't any because it dries very quickly. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our sentiment, and the sentiment says, Sending good tidings of comfort and joy. So I'm going to ink that up also in Garden Green, and we're going to stamp this right up here above the trees. So I have to stand up and make sure I can see what I'm doing. So I want to make sure I get this right. Perfect. I love it. Turned out great. Then what we're going to do is take this little piece of paper here, 2.5 by 3 3/8. You might want to have a Stampin' Up! Trimmer when you're doing this, because Stampin' Up's trimmer has all those nice little notches that tell you exactly what 3/8 inch is. And so be sure that you get that when you first start stamping. It's a very good tool to have on hand. Then I'm going to use some Stampin' Up! Multi-Purpose Liquid Glue, which is now flowing nicely. And we're just putting a little bit of that on the back, and I'm going to set this right here on the front of our card. So there is our pretty, pretty card, all stamped and gorgeous. Now let's do the inside of the card. And because we want the inside to match the outside, I'm just going to take my stamp pad and I'm just going to rub a little bit on the bottom here. There we go. And then we're going to stamp a Merry Christmas. Let me make sure I have this nice and flat. Merry Christmas. And then we're going to stamp Happy New Year right underneath it. And then I think we need some more trees. So I'm going to take my tree stamp, and we're just going to use first and second generation again, just as we did before. There we go. So we have some trees on the inside panel as well. So that's what it looks like. So thank you everyone for joining me. You just saw me create a hashtag simple stamping card. Now I'm going to step it up. So let me show you the second card we're going to make. And again, we are using those Whisper White note cards and envelopes, which also come in Berry Vanilla, but I'm using the Whisper White today. And look at this cutie. So we've got the Merry Christmas, and then we've got a juggling snowman. And again, it's that flocked paper, so you can see the little snowflakes and the snowballs are all flocked and gorgeous. And then here's the inside panel, hoping beautiful moments and happy memories surround you this time of year, and then some more trees on the inside. So let's go ahead and make this nice and quick card. So again, we are going to fold this paper in half, and I'm going to grab my bone folder. Now what's nice about these note cards is they already come pre-scored, so you just have to fold them in half and start stamping. So I'm going to grab the Merry Christmas. We're going to stamp that at the very bottom here. So I want to get this pretty close to the bottom. So we'll stamp it just like that. Looks good. And then we're going to take this panel of our Santa's Workshop Specialty Designer Series paper, and we're going to put a little glue on that and get that all glued down. Oh, I forgot to tell you the measurements. 2 3/4 by 4 7/8. So there we go. So now remember, for those of you that are joining me, be sure that you are sharing this video or making comments on it. And you can have your name in for the drawing. And I'm giving away 2 yards of the Poppy Parade ribbon and the cute card that we're going to make as the grand finale to this video, which has the gift card holder. So I'm just going to set this on here. And I love using glue because it just gives me that tiny bit of wiggle room. And there it is. All right, so let's go ahead and do the inside panel of the card. So again, we're going to grab those trees. We're going to do a little tree stamping here. And again, I'm stamping off once, but I think that's all we really need. Well, maybe one more or 2 more. Perfect. All right, so now we are going to be stamping the sentiment. The inside sentiment was just quite a few words, but pretty easy to do. So we're going to stamp that right up here. Very pretty. And now to add the finishing touch, we're just going to put a little paper here at the bottom. So this is a 1/2 inch by 4 7/8. And we're just going to add a little multi-purpose liquid glue to it. And we're going to set this down here. Right like so. Wiggle that into place. And the card is complete. So there's the inside panel, and oops, we're not quite complete. I forgot to do the little juggling snowman. Okay, so let me grab that paper and get this ink pad out of here so I don't put my card into it. I think if you're a brand new stamper and you don't have a big shot and you don't have all those tools that you see us demonstrators using, I would recommend getting a couple of punches. So this punch is one that I use a ton. It's a 2-inch circle punch. It fits a lot of different images. You can cut out designs from designer series paper, and it's great for layering little things, and I just love it. So we are going to punch out this little juggling snowman with the 2-inch circle punch. So I'm just going to go in here, punch him out, and then we're going to set some dimensionals on him. Now dimensionals, they're just these little puffy dots that add a little lift to your card. So I put 3 of them on, and that works pretty good because, you know, a circle usually only needs 3 dimensionals. And then we're going to set him on the front of the card in the right hand side of the card, and the card is done. So pretty cute, isn't it? I just love this card. So nice and easy. So again, here, whoops, well, there's the 2 I made, but let me just show you the 2 cards I made, if I can grab them. So these are my 2 simple stamping cards. I hope you've enjoyed them. So now let's go on and get to the main thing of this video, which is, if I can find it here, oh my gosh, where did it go? We are going to be making this gift card holder. So I'm going to take you through all the steps so that you can recreate this yourself. So here's the gift card holder. Here's this cute little snowman with the elf getting a little present. And when you open it up, it has some sentiments from Timeless Tidings. And when you open it up even further, it's got the little gift card down here. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So the first thing that we're going to need is our Simply Scored scoring tool. So I'm going to put this at the side so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so let me get this out of the way here. So what you're going to need is a 4 by 12 inch piece of the Santa's Workshop Specialty Designer Series paper. So you can actually, I think you'll enjoy using this paper because you can actually change up your designs, and you would get 3 gift cards out of one 12 by 12 sheet, which is pretty fun. Now, just to give me some hints, because you want your score line so it's easy to score, and you want your elves right side up. So if you are doing anything that you don't want your little elves upside down. So pay attention when you put it on your Simply Scored that you have the elves face up and feet flush to the left. So this is well, if I had the Simply Scored tool the way I would normally use it, see if I can do this. This is my left, so feet to the left, and then the elves face up, and we're good. And again, I'm going to go over these measurements with you. 4 by 12 inches, scored at 3 3/4, 9 inches, and 3 3/8. So that's where we are with this one. So let's go ahead and do that. I already have my little markers inside my Simply Scored tool. So we will grab the little stylus that comes with the tool, and we're going to make our first score line at 3 3/4. Now, for those of you that are wondering, there's 2 sides to the stylus. There's a really skinny little side. I use that for cardstock. And then there's a little bit fatter side, and I use that for designer series paper, because if you use the skinny side, sometimes if you push a little too hard, that can poke right through your thinner papers. So always use the bigger paper when you're doing designer series paper. Then we're going to score at 9 inches. So we've got that scored right here. And then the last score mark is 11 3/8. And that's where we're going to tuck our gift card holder into. All right, so now I'm going to get this out of here. And then we have a little piece of paper. This is the polka dot side. And so it's 1 1/8 by 4 inches. And we're going to score it at 3/4. So let me do that for you. So we're just putting this up here. It's 1 1/8 inches wide, which I actually think I didn't cut that quite wide enough. It looks like it's only 1 1/16, but you know what? We'll go with it. So I'm going to score it at 3/4, just like this. And that is going to be for our inside panel. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. So now I'm going to set this aside. And let's go ahead and build our card. So you're going to need a panel of garden green. And this panel is 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And we're going to take this off. And then what we're going to do is fold up all of these different areas here. So we've got the score line here. So we're going to fold this right here, and then we're going to fold this little one right here, and then we're going to bring the top down just like so. So this is what it looks like so far. So you can see the gift card will go here, and then it all goes together like this. And so what we're going to do next is we're going to center this whole panel onto here. And we can do that right away. There's no real reason to wait because everything should match up nice. Let me just make sure that I have this all cut properly, and I do. All right, so I am going to just take some multi-purpose liquid glue to the back. And then I'm going to set it on this panel of garden green. And then just wiggle it into place so it's all nice and even, and we have 4 even borders. Looks good, doesn't it? All right, so that's what that looks like. Then I'm going to finish off the inside right here where the gift card holder is going to go. So as I mentioned, I have this 1 1/8 by 4 inch, and I've scored it at 3/4. I'm just going to fold that down. And then this is going to go right here. All right, so let me go ahead and put some glue on that. And we're going to set this in just like so. You wouldn't have to do this step. It's kind of a little bit extra fussy, but I like the way it looks. To me, it makes it look a little bit more finished, and I'm all about things looking finished. So again, let me grab my bone folder here and get that all on there real nice. Now the next thing you're going to do is you can either take some tear and tape and put it right here on the edges. I don't think I have any tear and tape at my desk, but that's probably what I would use. If you don't have tear and tape, another thing you can do is just use our multi-purpose liquid glue. You'll just have to hold it a little longer, but you're going to put that here on the very edge because you want to leave plenty of room for your gift card holder, or your gift card rather, that's going to go right there. So we are just going to fold this over and give that a press, and we're going to wait a few seconds here so that that dries so that we can insert a gift card holder in there. The glue is really strong, so it should be just fine. So again, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for all the sharing that you're doing. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for the comments. I appreciate those too. You guys make my day. I know it's a Friday morning. We're all kind of excited about the weekend, right? You'll have to let me know what your weekend plans are. I think I'm going to be preparing some things for next week because we have Thanksgiving next week, and we always make pumpkin pie cheesecake, so I'll have to be sure I get all the ingredients to make that. It's a family tradition at our house. So here we go. All right, so let's go on to the next step, which is to put this panel down. So this is 2 1/8 by 4 inches. So I'm just gonna take this off here, and we're just gonna glue this right down. And we're gonna set this right here. Scoot that in there. And there it is. I think that's pretty good. Just make sure it's all nice and even. That looks great. Such a nice deal with the glue, because you can kind of make those last minute wiggle and adjustments. So that's what that looks like. Then the next panel is, again, we're going to use some red dots here because we want to be all coordinating. We've got red dots on the inside, and we're going to use a few more red dots. So this is going to go right here. So that's 1 7/8 by 4 inches. So it's going to fit right into that panel. So let me grab my glue again. We're going to set this right here. And it looks like this. Cute, huh? All right. So now the next step is to do our inside. And so let me grab something that you guys haven't probably seen yet. Well, maybe you have, especially if you're a demonstrator. But Stampin' Up! Introduced something really cool at Onstage, and that is a cute little carry bag for your Stamparatus. So we're going to use our Stamparatus today. And here's the cute carry bag that it comes in, and you will be able to purchase this on January 3rd. Now, if you're a demonstrator, very lucky if you are, because you get to purchase these in advance of our customers, and you can order these right now from Stampin' Up! If you're a demonstrator. Or if you are a demonstrator planning to, or if you are a customer planning to become a demonstrator, you can actually put this into your starter kit. So I love that option with Stampin' Up! That they let new demonstrators put all the fun new stuff into their starter kits. So this is what it looks like. It's got a couple of nice sturdy totes right here, tote handles right here. And then it's got a shoulder strap and a cushion on here in case you really shove a lot of things in here. It's got a front pocket with a snap. Love that. So you could put a few things that you need in the front pocket. And then it's got a zipper all the way around. So you can open it up nice and flat. And then, of course, this is where your Stamparatus is going to live. So it's going to have its own little home in its own cute little carry case, so you can take it with you wherever you go. Here's where I keep my extra magnet, and I never take out 2 magnets at the same time, just an FYI, because you don't want them finding each other and then snapping together and breaking. It's got a couple of pockets on the left side, and you can order these extra things if you'd like from Stampin' Up! These are the Stamparatus accessories, and one of those, which they've recently added to the lineup, is this graph paper. And so it kind of doubles as scrap paper, and it's graph paper so you can do the measurements, and it works really, really nice. So you just tear out a sheet and put it on your Stamparatus. Protects your Stamparatus if you're stamping so that it's kind of off the main card panel. Then I have an extra one of these mats for using with photopolymer stamps, so I can layer up if I need to. And so I keep these in the pockets, and then it's even got an extra pocket right here, which is really cool. Then on this side, did you know you can get extra plates now for your Stamparatus, which is really nice if you want to really do some mass producing with your stamping. So you can add extra plates. Love that. So there's a big pocket over here for extra plates if you want to put them there. And of course your Stamparatus is right here, and I have mine set up so that we can start stamping our inside panel. So let me bring it out, and I am going to grab the paper that we need, where did it go? Oh, here it is. It is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And so that is the size that you want for our inside panel of our card. And we're going to put this right here. And then I'm going to take my magnet. I'm going to set that down here because we won't be stamping towards the bottom. So that will have the magnet nice and out of the way. So this, of course, is removable. So you can flip it around and I can do my Merry Christmas, and then when I'm ready to put the words underneath the Merry Christmas, I'll just flip it around. So you know what I'm meaning in just a second. So let me take a peek at the card. We're going to be stamping Merry Christmas in Garden Green, and then hoping beautiful moments and happy memories surround you this time of year. We're going to stamp that in Poppy Parade. So I'm just going to grab my Garden Green ink, and I'm going to ink up Merry Christmas, just like this. And then we're going to bring it up, bring the plate over, and stamp it right here. Perfect. Now we can lift this plate up, flip it over, and we are ready to stamp the next part of that sentiment. So we're going to use some Poppy Parade. There we go. And we're going to take this, bring it up and over, give it a little press. And there we have the inside sentiments. So it's kind of nice because you can do part of it in one color, part of it in another color. And then you can repeat this. If you're making a dozen gift card holders, it's very easy to do this. So that's all the stamping we're doing for this particular project. So let me take this out. And I'm going to set this aside. All right, so let's go ahead and put this into our gift card. So I'm going to grab some snail here. We're just going to put a little snail on the back. And we're going to set this right here in the middle. And that looks pretty good. So let me burnish this down. And there we go. Looking great. Okay, so now we need to get a snowman. So we need to do a little big shot work. So let me show you what we're using. We are going to use the circle framelits, a great set from Stampin' Up. I mean, if you think of how much this would cost if this were all punches, this is an insane deal. So let me grab what we need to do that, which is the big shot machine. So I'm going to get this all out of the way here. Let me close up my ink pads because I do not want to accidentally get something in them. All right, so I'm going to bring the big shot into the picture. And then I'm going to take that scrap that we used where I did the 2-inch circle punch out. See this? So we had the 2-inch circle punch out here, but now we're going to use this image for the gift card. So I've got my big shot. I've got my magnetic platform, which is a separate purchase from your big shot machine. I've got a scrap of Garden Green, and that's what I'm using for my, this is the largest size scallop circle. And then we're using the second largest size straight edge circle. We're going to put this snowman here. And we're going to set this on here. And we are just going to make it so it works. And it looks like that looks great. Perfect. All right, so now I'm going to just put the cut plate right over the top. And we're going to run it through the big shot. Open it up. Here's our little cutout snowman, and here is our cutout scallop circle. Love the big shot machine. It is my favorite tool. All right. So some of you are celebrating Thanksgiving early. Wow, that is nice. Get that all out of the way, and then you can focus on Christmas. But I'm not focusing on Christmas too soon. I mean, I've got some of my cards made, but I need to get Thanksgiving out of the way first. All right, so here we go. We've got our little snowman. I just put a little glue on him, put him back here. Now we're going to take some ribbon, and this is our Poppy Parade ribbon. It's 1/2 inch wide, and it's our textured weave Poppy Parade. It's got this really pretty white, kind of a little white, what you call it, border on it, which I really like. So we're going to take our scissors here, and we're just going to cut. And I'm not really worried what it looks like at this point because that's not really important. We can fix that in a minute. So I am going to decide where I want this. So I kind of want it right here. And we can trim it up after we get it onto our card, but I think that looks pretty good. We're going to flip it over and we're going to add some Scotch tape to the back just to secure it. Put on 2 pieces just to make double sure it's going to stay there. Looks good. All right, now we're going to put it on our card. So let me bring the card back. And we are going to use 3 dimensionals. So let me grab the dimensionals. And we are just going to put those right here. Actually, we're going to use 4 dimensionals. That way we know for sure it will stick here good. Whoops. Don't worry, we're going to do a final test to make sure a gift card fits. All right, so I put 4 dimensionals on. I'm just taking the peelies off. And now we'll set this right over the top. So cute. Isn't it, you guys? All right, give it a little press. Then we can trim up our ribbon so it's not hanging off the card. So there's one side trimmed. There's the other side trimmed, and it's just adorable. All right, so here it is. Here's the card I've just made special for you. And let's grab a gift card and make sure that glue holds. So I've got the original right here. I'm gonna grab my Caribou card out of here. We're gonna open this up, and I did use glue and I gave it a while to dry, and look at that, it fits perfectly. Now you could also use tear and tape on the bottom as well. So, for those of you that are wondering to get in the drawing, which I'm going to do on Monday morning, again, you're going to comment on my Stamping to Share Facebook page, and you will be in the drawing to win 2 yards of this wonderful ribbon, as well as receiving one of these cards in the mail. And you have 48 hours once I post the winners to get back in touch with me. Thank you everyone so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I adore having you here at my Stamping to Share community, so thank you again, and have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.